This talk is for all the first-year students of the university or distance education. It is for all specialization except English. Now I will be dealing with the 5th unit, Ngapi. Before you start learning the lesson, you need to know the learning goals and language goals of this unit. The learning goals are to give knowledge on the 3 types of Ngapi, various kinds of fish used in Ngapi, and how Ngapi is produced. The language goals are to improve the reading and writing skills of the students, to build new vocabulary, and to study the use of ready to be, more than, not as adjective as, and the use of idiom, one by one, and to practice writing exercises. In this unit, they are allowed to learn to enrich your knowledge. For example, read the passage, close reading, word study, structure study, conversation study, other work, writing and vocabulary. Let's look at the passage first. Ngapi. The name given to the favorite Myanmar condiment, Ngapi, means pressed fish. Its smell is certainly not pleasant to anyone unaccustomed to it. There are 3 types of Ngapi: Ngapi Gaung, Taunga Ngapi, and Ngapi Singsa. Each of these has its special varieties, which get their names from the townships where they are prepared or manufactured, or from the kind of fish used in their manufacture. Ngapi Gaung is more highly valued than the other 2 types, and it is also the most expensive. It may be made from any kind of fish, but Ngaku or Ngaji is preferred. Ngapi Gaung is prepared as follows. A great mass of fish is thrown into a big, hard wooden bowl called a mortar. The scales of the fish are removed by a bamboo cleaner, although the larger specimens of kinds are almost always scaled by hand. The fish are then thoroughly wrapped with salt and tightly packed in bamboo baskets, which are well pressed down. They are left like this for between 12 and 24 hours to allow the superfluous juices to drain out at the bottom. Then, one by one, they are carefully removed, wrapped well with salt again, and laid out on a mat in the sand to dry. On the following day, they are packed into huge earthenware jars. Gradually, the liquid rises to the surface and evaporates, leaving a layer of solid salt on the top. Finally, the Ngapi is ready to be eaten. It is usually either roasted or fried, but it can also be made into curries. The second type is called Taunga Ngapi because it is made from pounded fish. Shrimp or the smaller kinds of fish are most often used. As soon as they are caught, they are spread out on mat in the sand. They remain there for 2 or 3 days. Then they are thrown into a mortar together with a large quantity of salt and pounded. Nothing more is done. Ngapi Singsa is made entirely from prawns. Made and Delaware on the Tendai coast are the main center of its manufacture. As soon as the prawns are caught, they are spread out on mats in the sand and left there until they are fairly well dried. Then, together with a large quantity of salt, they are crushed by hand. After that, they are stirred regularly several times a day for 3 days. At the end of this time, the pit is ready for use. After reading the passage, you will know different types of Ngapi, how Ngapi Gaung is prepared, how Taunga Ngapi is prepared, and how Ngapi Singsa is prepared. For better understanding the passage, the meaning of some words are provided for the students. Vocabulary: 1. Crush, verb, press, be pressed so that there is breaking or harming. 2. Drain, verb, flow away. 3. Evaporate, verb, remove water or other liquid from a substance. 4. Fluid, liquid substance. 5. Following, about to be mentioned. 6. Manufacture, make, produce goods, etc. on large scale by machinery. 7. Mass, large number, quantity or heap. 8. Pound, verb, strike heavily and repeatedly. 9. Prepare, verb, get or make ready. 10. Specimen, noun, thing or part of a thing taken as an example of its group or class. 11. Superfluous, adjective, more than is needed or wanted. 12. Unaccustomed, adjective, to something, not in the habit of doing something. 13. Variety, noun, quantity of not being the same. Now we are going to study the unit study from close reading. The first type of question is to find out whether the given statements are true or false. Read the statement in the passage carefully and find out whether the given statements are right or wrong. Remember that they may have different sentence construction. The following are such type of questions. 1. Close reading. 1.1 True or false? 1. Ngapi has a pleasant smell. 2. The varieties of each type of ngapi always get their names from the kinds of fish used in their manufacture. 3. The scales of the smaller fish are almost always removed by hand. 4. Of the 3 types of ngapi, only ngapi gaung and taungna ngapi are dry in the sand. 5. The method of making the 3 types of ngapi are different. 6. Liquid rises to the surface and evaporate when the fish are in bamboo baskets. 7. Ngapi gaung is usually made into curries. 8. Shrimp are often used for taungna ngapi. 9. Ngapi sengsa is a paste. 10. Ngapi gaung is the least expensive type of ngapi. Let's try number 1. The given sentence is ngapi has a pleasant smell. The text says that its smell is certainly not pleasant to anyone unaccustomed to it, so the answer is false. Let's try question number 2. The question is, the variety or each type of ngapi always get their names from the kinds of fish used in their manufacture. But the text says each of these has its special varieties, which get their names from the township where they are prepared or manufactured, or from the kinds of fish used in their manufacture. Therefore, the correct answer is true. Let's try one more example, which is question number 3. The given sentence is, the scales of the smaller fish are almost always removed by hand. In the text, it is said that the scales of the fish are removed by a bamboo cleaner, although the larger specimens of kai are almost always scaled by hand. So the given sentence is false. For the remaining of the question, you can attempt in the same way and the answers are provided for you. The second type of question is, answer the following question in single words or short phrases. There are altogether 12 questions to practice. 1. What does ngapi means? 2. How many types of ngapi are there? 3. In the preparation of ngapi gaung, where are the fish placed first? 4. Why are the fish left in bamboo baskets? 5. How are the ordinary specimens of fish scales? 6. Towards the end of the preparation of ngapi gaung, what are the fish packed into? 7. At the end of the preparation of ngapi gaung, what is left on top of the fish? 8. What is ngapi sengsa made from? 9. How long are the shrimp left in the sand? 10. What are the main standards of the manufacture of ngapi sengsa? 11. Which type of ngapi is the most expensive? 12. Which type of ngapi is the most popular? I'm going to answer some of the questions as an example. Let's try question number 1. The question is, what does ngapi mean? For this question, you can easily find the answer in the first paragraph. According to the text, the first sentence in the first paragraph says, the name given to the favorite Myanmar condiment, ngapi, means pressed fish. So the answer is ngapi means pressed fish. I'm going to do question number 4 as another example. The question is, why are the fish left in bamboo baskets? As the question word used here is why. The question level is to find cause and effect. When we look at the text for the answer, we can find it between line 14 to 18 in the second paragraph. It says, the fish are then thoroughly wrapped with salt and tightly packed in bamboo baskets, which are well pressed down. They are left like this for between 12 and 24 hours to allow the superfluous juices to drain out at the bottom. So the answer is, the fish are left in bamboo baskets to allow the superfluous juices to drain out at the bottom. For the rest of the questions, you can try them on your own and the answers are provided for you. The next item to study is question number 1.3. Giving reason says whether the order implies the given sentences or not. When we look at number, ngapi sengsa is never made from fish, we can say, yes, he does, because in the second last paragraph of the text, it says that ngapi sengsa is made entirely from prawns. For the rest of the questions, you can study on your own. Now let's go to the word study. In this part, number 2.1, you can learn some vocabularies through synonym, what we call as instead of saying. There are altogether 10 words given in this question, and you have to find the words which have the similar meanings from the text. You need to learn this very carefully, as this type of question is set in your exam question. For your answer to this question, you need to provide the correct word, as you need to consider the tense for the verbs and the singular and plural for the nouns. For example, in number 1, you have to find the similar word for who is not used. The similar word in the text is unaccustomed. Through this exercise, you can study the meaning of some more words. For the better understanding of the words, the meaning of the words are also provided in Myanmar. 2. Word study. 2.1 Instead of saying, 1. Who is not used is equal to unaccustomed. 2. Different forms is equal to varieties. 3. Produce and made is equal to prepare and manufacture. 4. Amount is equal to mass. 5. Example is equal to specimens. 6. Unnecessary liquids is equal to superfluous juices. 7. Next is equal to following. 8. Tense into vapor is equal to evaporate. 9. Beaten to base is equal to pounded. 10. Broken into small pieces is equal to crushed. Another word study in 2.2 is how a new word, a noun, is formed by adding a suffix er to the stem word, a verb. This means that if you add the suffix er to the verb clean, it will form a new word, a noun, as cleaner. In the same way, some other new words, strainer, mixer, stirrer, spreader, crusher, and heater, can be formed by adding the suffix er. The scales of the fish are removed by a bamboo cleaner. A device that cleans something is called a cleaner. After the word study, you have to learn the structure study. The first pattern is ready to be. The construction of this pattern is subject plus verb to be plus ready to be plus verb participle. This construction can be used to show that something is, was, will be fully prepared for something. To do this grammar, you need to follow the instruction carefully. If you are indicated to write in present tense, the verb must be either is or are, depending on the subject. For the past tense, the verb will be was or were, and for the future tense, you have to use will be. You should also consider to use the verb past participle after ready to be. Let's try question number 1. According to the instruction, you have to write the sentence is present tense. The subject noun is the piece, which is uncountable noun, and the main verb is used. So when you rewrite it into complete sentence, the answer will be, after 3 days, the piece is ready to be used. Here is the rest of the question. The question and answer are shown together to be able to learn easily. Another structure study you have to learn in this unit is degree of comparison. In this structure, you will have to learn the transformation of positive degree adjective, not SS, and comparative degree adjectives, adjective ER or more than, vice versa. For this structure, there are some facts you have to practice. Look at the example sentence in the test. Ngapi is more highly valued than the other two types of Ngapi, which is written in comparative adjective. As it uses the comparative adjective, the subject Ngapi is the one who has more degree in terms of value. When you rewrite it using positive degree, the subject will be the one who has less degree in terms of value. The other two types of Ngapi. Moreover, you need to change the verb to negative so that the meaning will be the same. You can rewrite this sentence as, the other two types of Ngapi are not as highly valued as Ngapi. Another example, Kinkin is more beautiful than Tintin, can be rewritten as, Tintin is not as beautiful as Kinkin. Here are some more exercises for you to practice. The answers are also provided. 1. Ngapi is more highly favored than other condiments. 2. Ngapi is more expensive than Thangna Ngapi and Ngapi Sengsa. 3. Ngaku and Ngaji are more desirable than other kinds of fish for making Ngapi. 4. More Ngapi Sengsa is produced by Nate and Dawei than by other towns on the Tanindai coast. 5. More Ngapi is eaten by people in the Delta region than by people in Upper Myanmar. keys are given for you. When other condiments are not as highly favored as Ngapi. 2. Tauna Ngapi and Ngapi Sengsa are not as expensive as Ngapi Gao. 3. Other kinds of fish are not as desirable as Ngaku and Ngaji for making Ngapi Gao. 4. Other towns on the Tanindai coast do not produce as much Ngapi Sengsa as Miet and Tawe. 5. People in Aba Myanmar do not eat as much Ngapi as people in the Delta region. Now we are going to exercise 3.3. What do the following refer to? In this exercise, you have to find the words of the anaphora and the cataphora from the text. 3.3. What do the following refer to? 1. It's in line 2. 2. These in line 4. 3. It's in line 4. 4. Where in line 5. 5. They are in line 6. 6. It in line 8. 7. They in line 13. 8. The top in line 18. 9. It in line 90. 10. They in line 22. 11. They in line 23. 12. This time in line 31. The first word is an anaphora referring to the word before it Ngapi. But the given anaphora is in possessive form, so the correct answer that referred to will be Ngapi apostrophe S or of Ngapi. Number 2 is these in line 4. You can find the answer easily as it is a plural pronoun and your answer must be in plural form. When you look at the previous sentence, there are 3 types of Ngapi Gao, Tauna Ngapi and Ngapi Sengsa. You can see the answer Ngapi Gao, Tauna Ngapi and Ngapi Sengsa. The rest of the exercises can be done in the same way and you can check your answer in this slide. 1. It's in line 2 refers to Ngapi. 2. These in line 4 refers to Ngapi Gao, Tauna Ngapi and Ngapi Sengsa. 3. It's in line 4 refers to of each. 4. Where in line 5 refers to from the township. 5. They are in line 6 refers to of the kinds of fish. 6. Each in line 8 refers to Ngapi Gao. 7. They in line 13 refers to the fish which are well pressed down. 8. The top in line 18 refers to of the fish. 9. Each in line 19 refers to Ngapi. 10. They in line 22 refers to shrimp or the smaller kinds of fish. 11. They in line 23 refers to or mess in the sand. 12. This time in line 31 refers to 3 days. Another thing you can learn in this lesson is the use of idiom one by one. Let's look at the example sentence. Then one by one, they are carefully removed. The idiom one by one here tells the process one after another and means that they are removed singly one after another. The exercise asks you to check which of the given sentences could begin with the phrase one by one. Read the sentences carefully. 1. All the students rushed together to the notice. 2. He read all the books on the shelf. 3. Over 70 million baskets of berries were bought for Yangon division. 4. All of Mamang's sons graduated. 5. The results were recorded in the book. Among 5 sentences, all the sentences except number 3 are possible to use the idiom one by one, as the action can be done as a process, whereas number 3 is impossible. So the sentences can be rewritten as follows. 1 by 1, the students rushed together to the notice board. 2. He read the books one by one on the shelf. 3. 1 by 1, he read the books on the shelf. 4. 1 by 1, Mamang's sons graduated. 5. 1 by 1, the results were recorded in the book. Now I hope that you could understand the lesson well. May I conclude my talk now? Thank you.